My name is Michael Keller. I'm from the University of Applied Sciences of Western Switzerland, based in Fribourg. I'm here because we're leading an Interreg Alpine Space project. This is a cross-regional project of countries of the Alpine Space organized with the funds of the European Regional Development Fund. And the title of the project is S3 for AlpClusters. S3 stands for Smart Specialization Strategies. The idea of Smart Specialization Strategies is to use existing resources in a given region to combine them in new innovative ways and tap into the potential for transformation, to see if there is opportunity for transformation and try to use existing resources in the regions to develop new innovative fields. So this is Smart Specialization Strategies, and what we try to do in our project, hence the title S3 for AlpClusters, is to use the tool of clusters and cluster initiatives in this process of innovation through Smart Specialization Strategies. So we really identified clusters and cluster initiatives as an ideal vehicle to translate the ideas of Smart Specialization Strategies to the business level, to have a real impact on businesses, on innovation within businesses in our regions. And the way in which we tried to do that in our project, 2 years to work on these ideas, is to develop a concrete systematic process and tools that we can give to cluster initiatives in the different regions that help them to implement smart specialization strategies in their regions. So really practical approach to give tools to these cluster initiatives to have something where they can contribute to the implementation of these strategies. The way in which we presented that is a model that we call S3 Innovation Model. The S3 Innovation Model is nothing else than a structured process of different phases, and in each phase we have tools that we give to the cluster initiatives to contribute to these different phases. So maybe just very briefly in a nutshell, what are these different phases of smart specialization implementation? The first one is the generation of a base of evidence. So we need to have solid data, solid knowledge about what exists in the regions, what are the possibilities, what are the innovation capacities. That's the first step, and we have developed tools to show cluster initiatives how they can contribute in this process. The second step is identification. Identification of the possibility for transformation, the identification of the good ideas, of the ideas for new combinations to transform existing structures. We call this transformative activities. So the set of innovation capacities and actions that are necessary to tap into the opportunities for transformation. So identification means, this identification phase is really the identification of the transformative activities that we want to specialize in our region. This is followed by a development phase, because it's not enough to just have identify transformative activities, but we also need to develop concrete actions to implement that in the regions. And the last important phase here after the development of the actions is the implementation phase. So we want clusters and cluster initiatives to contribute to the real implementation of the actions that have been developed in this process. And here we have a lot of tools developed in our project for cluster initiatives to contribute to this process. And these tools for cluster initiatives are services, cluster services and best practices that we know of cluster initiatives that we have observed in the Alpine space and cluster initiatives. And one of these best practices on how clusters can help in a process like that is the approach that we're observing here today, this kind of think tank with students, companies and research bring together universities and business. This is a kind of service that we use in this implementation phase of our model, and I think it's a very valuable approach and extremely interesting to be part of this exercise here in the Veneto region.